Welcome back to the show that lifts the lid off life inside one of Wales's fastest growing cities. This is Inside Newport.
Coming up in episode 3, we look at the rising crime in the city. Newport honours a sporting hero, Bomber Pearce statue unveiled. Tony Borg tells us about the city's top boxing gym. Discover Newport looks at the history of Pillgwenlly and the Docklands. And FoodPort gives us a guide of the Dolman Theatre in the city centre.
First off, Carlton James tells us all about the latest news and trends from inside the city.
With cuts to police budget affecting all police forces' ability of fighting crime, it's little surprise that crime across the UK has risen by 14%, but the number of arrests has fallen. Daily antisocial behaviour causing concerns for local residents in Newport. We ask what can be done to improve the recent crime rate situation in the city. There needs to be more places for them to go.
I think they've made well, we haven't got a YMCA. No, really. Well, we haven't had one in town. We haven't had one in town for ages, anyway.
Yeah. So we're here with Chris. Chris, what's your opinion on what happened?
Well, I only just learnt about it, but to be fair, it speaks volumes about the attitudes of some of the young people in the city. There's no sort of level of respect. I wouldn't put it all down to those people, even though the younger people who did this act were completely in the wrong, should have the book thrown at them. I think we as a city, we've invested heavily in a department store, we've invested in a shopping centre. I'd like to personally see our council do a bit more investment for younger people, allow there to be opportunities for people to busy themselves with, so they're not left on the streets resorting to violence just for a pure sake of boredom, really.
The concerns of residents over the rise in crime and antisocial behaviour follows an incident where a 74-year-old was attacked in the centre.
They should be doing?
Well, they should be getting them off the road. They should be taking them back to the parents and sort out the parents, because these kids are terrible. You saw that lot going up there now, didn't you? That's the thing, you see. It's down to parent control, but half of them, the parents don't seem to want to know anything about them.
So, sir, what's your opinions on the incident that happened?
I think it's dreadful, to be honest. I mean, you can't even walk around Newport. Going back many years ago, you should be able to come into Newport, and the society around us was great. Everybody was, fantastic. But the way it's happening now, the consensus of, the problems that are occurring, within the Newport it's just fast, and I think it's awful that a man can't even come out of his house to go somewhere and just sit around in the bus station and wait for his bus to go home without being attacked. And I mean, a man of that age especially is absolutely shocking as far as I'm concerned. Shocking.
In an attempt to curb antisocial behaviour and crime in the centre, Gwent police have issued a dispersal order, but people on social media seem unconvinced.
Well, I think it's absolutely appalling, to be honest with you. There's just no need for it. I mean, an old bloke walking through, trying to catch a bus and jumped on by a load of teens. There's no words to describe it, really. What I'd like to see is more patrols in the area, even if it's off the not just the policemen, the PCSOs, but the officials in the Newport bus as well.
They should bring national service back. That'll sort of, a good old Sergeant Major would sort the lot out.
June 9th marked a monumentous moment in Newport sporting history when the city unveiled a newly erected statue of Newport's ex-heavyweight champion boxer, David Bomber Pearce.
David Bomber High Pearce was a British heavyweight champion who passed away in May 2000. Pearce defeated a number of opponents in way of knockout in his career. An Inside Newport back campaign seen £60,000 raised to erect a statue in David Bomber Pearce's honour.
The Newport-born undefeated heavyweight boxing champion David "Bomber" Pearce defeated a number of heavyweights by knockout during his career in the sport. His promising career cut short after sadly passing aged 41. Around a year ago, a committee was formed to honour the boxer. Lots of fundraising events were held to raise funds and a target of £60,000 was set and achieved. The statue was erected a few days before the unveiling. On the day of the unveiling, huge crowds formed on Newport's riverfront, joined by boxing pros and musicians.
It's amazing. David Pearce was a great ambassador to the sport, and I'm really privileged to be here and yeah, just to be a part of a great day.
Just happy to be here, obviously proud to be from Newport. Quite a bit of a boxing fan, especially, so I'm a bit of a sports fan more than boxing, but yeah, just good to have a British champion, David "Bomber" Pearce, so it's good to have a statue. He's recognised in Newport for such a good achievement.
I'm Joe Kelly, I'm a Newport musician. We're here to celebrate the David "Bomber" Pearce Memorial today. Weather's turned out nice, seems like a nice bit of a crowd going on.
At 5:15, a few hundred strong spectators watched Lee Selby unveil the statue.
I'm here today to unveil the David Bomber statue. I know Luke Pearce and the statue committee have worked tirelessly to get this in place, and I'm really looking forward to the event, and I'm proud and honoured to be the man chosen to unveil the statue. Thank you.
Dave Pearce was a fantastic warrior. I mean, former undefeated British champion. I've been fortunate enough to see the video of him sparring with Lennox Lewis.
David Pearce was a great ambassador to the sport, and the statue is well deserved, and his family should be really proud.
Well, I was a little wretched, but the fact is, I know how powerful I am, and a lot of other people do as well. My father, my new manager, and also for Newport and myself.
Speed, but Pearce has done it in the dying seconds of the ninth round. Neville Mead has been stopped by David "Bimbo" Pearce as the new British heavyweight champion.
He came from Newport and to fight for the Welsh, the British and the European heavyweight title, is a massive achievement, considering that boxing was, predominantly in London in those days.
Everybody in Newport have backed this thing, and it's really a good thing.
Said that he did it for Newport, and I think that stands him as a man of the people and a true champion.
With the ongoing legacy, fundraising is set to keep funding young people in the sport within Newport. Famous artist Patrick Killian, who was commissioned to create a painting of Bomber Pearce, has agreed to donate funds from the prints to the charity. He tells us about his inspiration.
When you said about, we looked at different shots, so we've seen this one of him running up through the Bellevue Park, and I just thought, I just thought straight away, but that piece, and the NewportsRocky have come out, and I thought, well, that just depicts it, straight that image, with him then lifting the Lonsdale belt. I knew it would work.
That was Carlton James. So we go from the boxing legends of the past to the home of the boxing legends of the present and future.
Carlton James was at Newport St Joseph's Boxing Club, where trainer Tony Borg tells us more about the gym responsible for delivering a host of new boxing talent.
From ex-IBF champion Lee Selby to Commonwealth gold medalist Sean McGoldrick, St Joseph's Boxing Club in Newport has been the driving force for a lot of boxing talent in the city. We now go speak to Tony Borg, coach of the boxing club, about the future plans in Newport.
Based right in the heart of the city, St Joseph's Boxing Club feeds a host of boxing talent onto the scene, with a top boxing coach who's been recently added to the Hall of Fame.
So Tony, tell us a little bit about this place.
It's been going around about 30 years now. I've been here myself probably 26 years. Roger Williams took over the gym around about 30 years ago. We've had the same committee all these years, and an endless amount of success with the amateurs and the pros.
Tony tells us how this small gym is punching well above its weight, with endless champions graduating through.
And what sort of amateurs are coming here and come out as professionals? Some names you can give us.
Gary Buckland went on to win a British super featherweight title. Lee Selby started off here from the very beginning. Right now we've got Ashley Brace, who's European champion. Andrew Selby's British champion. Robbie Turley, former Commonwealth champion. Craig Evans, European champion. Olympic silver medalist. Sean McGoldrick, Commonwealth gold medalist.
Ahead of his clash in York Hall, Sean McGoldrick tells us what it takes to succeed.
So Sean, what does it take to become a champion boxer?
A lot of hard work, dedication, and just staying in the gym, staying focused, and ability obviously as well.
And how long have you been training for?
I've been training since I was about 7-8 years of age, so I'm 26 now, so since then really, so most of my life.
Sean tells us how dedicated you have to be to succeed in boxing.
Just stay in the gym, basically stay in the gym, stay focused, don't lose track. As soon as you get to a certain age where it's hard to diet and you're allowed to drink alcohol and stuff, just stay away from all that and just stay focused, stay in the gym and keep working hard.
With his paintings and pictures on the walls, Tony Borg recalls both Pearce brothers as special boxing talents.
Yeah, he's a few years older than myself, but when I first came to Newport to box in around about 1973, I think it was, I had my first fight up here. I bumped into David Pearce, a bunch of brothers, didn't know who they were at the time, but it was David Pearce, Gary, Ronnie, and a few of the brothers. I think Gary was the exceptional boxer of the bunch, really, and David was the big puncher.
Discover Newport looks back at the history and development of the city. Today in our inaugural episode, Carlton James visits one of the biggest drivers in growth and wealth, Pillgwenlly and the Newport Docklands.
Discover Newport is a monthly series which looks back at the history of the city. In our inaugural episode, we look back at one of the biggest contributors to the growth of the city, Pillgwenlly and the Docklands. In the earlier years of Newport, Pillgwenlly and the docks was the heart of industrial and commercial life. In the 1800s, Pillgwenlly was an uninhabited marshland, just at the start of its development.
In 1805, an extension of the Monmouthshire Canal south of Newport Bridge to Pill was agreed. A lease was granted and in 1810, Commercial Road was built. With the canal extension complete in 1812, this saw the construction of Cardiff Road.
The name Pillgwenlly derives from two words, Pill meaning sea ditch and Gwenlly from the fourth generation pirate who kept his boat in this area.
1817 saw numerous constructions. 1835 saw the ambitious plans for a new town dock get full parliamentary approval.
At this period, maritime industry dominated Newport, with coal and iron being exported all across the world. In 1835, the original wharf was so overcrowded, it was decided that all shipping would be moved to the newly excavated town dock.
8 years later, the town dock was opened.
The town dock was opened in 1842, but became overcrowded and work began extending.
This was fueled by the expanding coal trade and improved rail links. The town outgrew its capacity and an extension was added in 1858.
In 1875, Alexander Dock was built, but this was also deemed inadequate and unable to cope with the load of exported coal rising massively.
Massive maritime trade saw the population rise as immigrants from Ireland came for a better life.
A new South Quay entrance was built, making it the second largest in the world. At the turn of the century, Newport's docks was one of the largest in the world.
As exports in coal and iron ore soared, in 1893 Alexandra Docks saw a new South Quay opened. It was in the 1900s that saw a need for a new engineering feat to be built. An expanding industry needed a workforce which had commute problems. Bridge was needed, but it had to be special. Robert Haynes convinced the council the Antilles in France. They set about creating the iconic Transporter Bridge, an engineering masterpiece that's over 108 feet wide. The workers from the east side could quickly get into work. At 272 feet high, the bridge solved the problem of large ships passing underneath.
The South Dock had been extended in 1907, but ships still had to pass through the old entrance from the River Usk. Work began on a new entrance, the Great Sea Lock. The sides of the trench were supported with timbers, which collapsed on the afternoon of July the 2nd, 1909. Tom Toyer Lewis, a 14-year-old newspaper delivery boy, he volunteered to descend through a narrow opening to try and free a workman called Fred Baddill. Received the Albert Medal, Britain's highest award for a peacetime gallantry. The new lock extension, or Great Sea Lock, now allowed shipping to enter the docks directly from the Bristol Channel for the first time ever. In 1922, control of the docks was passed over to the Great Western Railway Company. Decision was taken to concentrate resources on Alexandra Docks, and in 1930 the town dock was closed. During the Second World War, the dock facilities at Newport played an important role in refuelling. On 1st of January 1948, control passed to the British Transport Commission. In August 1964, all coal shipping at Newport ceased. 1958 saw the boom in the docks again, as exports of iron ore from Lamwern continued to grow. In 1980, the Jamaica terminal was built to handle the import of Jamaican bananas.
Transport mode of the day in the early 1900s was the electric tram, pictured here in Alexandra Road.
Today the docks is owned by the Associated British Ports and handles a wide variety of general cargo, including timber, minerals, ores and more steel products. Directly opposite Newport Docks on Alexandra Road is the Waterloo Hotel, built in 1870. This marvellous historic building still looks the same today as when it did at the turn of the last century.
Newport's Dolman Theatre has been putting on shows for 130 years. Natalie Nearing takes us on a guided tour.
I'm here outside the Dolman Theatre, which was built in Newport City Centre in 1967. It celebrated its 50th anniversary last year.
From classic plays to great comedies, musicals and more.
The Dolman Theatre is owned and run by the Newport Playgoer Society, who've held their title as one of the best amateur theatrical companies in Wales since 1924. With the plays for next season already announced, including Jekyll and Hyde, Pride and Prejudice and The Last of the Summer Wine, and the auditions well underway, the committee are looking for the new set of stars to take to the stage and new volunteers to help behind the scenes.
The Dolman Theatre survives from the contribution of its volunteers.
There are a number of membership options available. Every member gets free access to each MPS play of the season and the training that they'll need to perform each vital role to volunteer in the theatre.
All age groups are welcome. Whatever your skill level, you'll be welcomed with open arms.
For more information about the Dolman Theatre, membership, the upcoming plays and events, and to send across your acting CV, you can visit their website, www.dolmantheatre.co.uk, or find them on Facebook.
In this episode of FoodPort, we look at an Indian takeaway in Rogerstone called Spicy Aroma.
Signature dish is the Joypuri lamb, which is a lamb shank. It was eaten by the Nawab back in 1800s. 99% of the time is Welsh lamb. It's then marinated with garlic, ginger, olive oil, mint. We marinate it for 24 hours. Top 5 dishes. Number 1 is chicken keema. Number 2 is masala. Jalfrezi, fasanda, and your normal, the average chicken madras. We deliver all around Newport. We deliver malpas, petis, riska. Depending on the size of the order, sometimes we do go to Langstone, but very rarely. But we keep ourselves to MP20.
Recently, we launched a competition to win a meal for 4 from the Spicy Aroma, delivered for free. The question to be in with a chance of winning the competition was, what is the main ingredient in curry sauce? And the answer is onions. The winner of the prize is shown on screen. Contact us to claim your prize.